Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How are you all doing? Well, welcome back to some more Crusader Kings 2 on the Game of Thrones mod. We're playing as House Baratheon, Robert Baratheon himself, Bobby B. This is episode 4. In today's episode, we're at war with House Tully, and hopefully we can seat my brother, Renly Baratheon, and his wife, Catelyn Tully, on the seat of Riverlands and their children and their heir, Pat Baratheon. That's what we're going to be doing in today's episode. So guys, if you still are enjoying this Robert Baratheon series and want to ensure more episodes, the best way to ensure more content is to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, let me know in the comment section down below feedback and suggestions for the series thus far. Feel free to leave a dislike if you're not enjoying it, of course. And I'll put in the description below the mod if you guys would like to download it and play along with me. Robert Baratheon has ruled the Iron Throne now for 33 years with his wife Lyanna. We will recap the Seven Kingdoms as it has changed, and as Lyanna and Robert have had a lot of children, I want to try and plant them in the other kingdoms and essentially rule them by marriage and sometimes by force. I wanted to do this in my Rhaegar series, but the Robert's Rebellion lasted for like 18 years, and by the time Rhaegar hit 50, he had nowhere near the amount of children that Robert and Lyanna now have. So, I've incited a revolt in the Riverlands to push a war, so I can put and seed Renly Baratheon, who is married to Catelyn Tully, and their children on the seat of Riverrun. We already have Baratheons in the Vale, the Westerlands, the Reach, and obviously the Stormlands. So, the Iron Throne is the state of war. We should send ravens to all the other lords, rallying them to my defense. Hopefully, everyone will come with me. So, Edmure Tully was completely fooled by the fabricated evidence I sent him, and has risen up against us in revolt. A gullible fool. So, I've actually incited this revolt, and it even looks like some of the Riverlands are actually with me, which is interesting. Hopefully, in the next episode, I can do a similar thing with the Starks. Okay, we'll wait for the icons to load in. As you restart your game, it takes a little while to load in. Yep, there we go. Everything's come through. So the plot has come through. Excellent. So, by the look of it, we're only at war with the Riverlands, which is good. So the Lannisters in the Westerlands, the Reach, Stannis in the Stormlands is with me, but the Vale is not. That's fine. So, let's rally up our armies. Get them to rally up at King's Landing, and then we shall march out. So, let's recap the plan for this episode and how the other Seven Kingdoms shape up. So, in the Stormlands, Stannis is 51, married to his second wife, Solara Stand. He was actually married to Ilya Martell. They have a lot of children here. Gawain is the heir. Barristan, he looks awfully Dornish. Freya, who is their daughter. And then he's even got some children with Sand here. So he loves the Martells. Good old Stannis. Moving down to Dorne itself. Oh, we've got 11,000 Dornish there. That's fantastic. Okay, now Dorne has actually changed up a bit. Arianne Martell, who's married to Benjen Stark. Who would have thought that Benjen fucking Stark would be the Prince of Dorne? We can revoke their royal privilege as being able to be called Princes of Dorne. We could revoke that, because at the moment, a Stark and his children look to inherit, which isn't good. So, Benjen has given up his name and allowed... Oh, no, he hasn't. Oh, they've actually Starks. Okay, right. I thought they might have been Martells. Right. This is because of the Dornish succession thing, their rules. Because females are allowed to inherit. Right, okay. So, the heir of Dorne is actually a Stark. And then Liddle, her daughter, Brennet Stark. It might be easier just looking at this room. So Brennet Stark is Benjen's son. Okay. Moving over to the Reach now. Garland, Lord Paramount, 37, is married to my daughter, Princess Arya. I say Arya. The show says Arya. I've always just said Arya. I think even like Catelyn Tully called her Arya in like the first 2 seasons or so. Arya Stark, Arya. I just say Arya, it's easier. Right, they've got some children as well. Harlan of the Reach, who is my grandson. Moving over to the Westerlands, of course, we managed to put Tyrosh Lannister on the throne, who is married to Lyanna Baratheon, who is my daughter. They have a fuck ton of children. Orys, we've even made him give up his last name and have the children called Baratheon. So Orys Baratheon, who is 8, will inherit the Westerlands, which is fantastic. Looking over to the Kingdom of the Tridents, we have Edmure Tully here, who's 42. As you can see, it might have changed from before. So his son, Roderick, is 2nd in line. Robb is 3rd in line. 4th is Owen Stark. But 5th is Pat Baratheon. Then Baron, and then Julian Baratheon. Now, Pat Baratheon is Catelyn Stark's son and Renly Baratheon's. So, I married Renly to Catelyn Stark, and they've got a decent amount of children. Pat's 22. Desmara is 21. Julian's 20. And of course, Ormond is 19. So I want to give Renly Baratheon the Riverlands so that his children, who are half Tully, can rule it. I want to try and put Baratheons in all of the 7 kingdoms. Robert himself's now 52. Hopefully we can do it before the time he dies. However, my lineage is secure with my son Orys, of course. Moving to the Vale now. Now, this has been an interesting turn of events. Donal is actually my grandson. He's half Baratheon. So, we'll move to Jon Arryn. Jon Arryn's only son, Oswin, 17, married my daughter, Prince Sansa Baratheon, and they have some children together. Oh, she's been married off again. Oh, she's been married to Roderick of the Trident. Oh, the fucker. He married off his mother. Damn. They only had 2 children together. Ellen of the Vale and Donald. Donald's half Baratheon, but he's the ruler, but he's only 2. So there's a regency in charge. Up in the north, of course, Robert's here. And he has his half Tully brothers, Osmond, Pat, which is quite funny because his mum was Catelyn Tully, of course. Lord Eddard is still in the north. I wonder if Rhaegar Targaryen is still up there, actually. I wonder if he's still alive. Jon Snow's still alive. He's 31 with his uncle up in the north. But it looks like Rhaegar died. Rhaegar died at 37. Was hung on the orders of Captain Benedict of Maiden's Men. Children, Aegon. Rhaenys is still alive. Aegon's still alive. He's 11. And then obviously Jon Snow, the bastard, is up in the north. Alright. But at the moment, the Iron Throne is secure, which is fantastic. My son Orys is 20, married to Ellis Arryn. They have a son, Halbert. Bort, yeah, is 2. Axel, 16. Oh yeah, then Joshua, who is Axel's son. Lionel here as well. And then it goes to Stannis. So looking at the family tree at the moment, it's so large now with Robert. We'll just go with him instead of getting everyone in. So Lyanna, of course, is married to Tytos of the Westerlands. Moving to Arya, who is married to Garland Tyrell. Sansa, who was married to the Arryn boy, Donald. Orys has some children as well. We've got Liara, who is married to Loras Tyrell. As you can see. Oh, fuck, I fucked it up. Hang on, when do we get back to Robert? There we go. Liara isn't married, I don't think. Or is she? No, she's married to one of... Yeah, she's married to Pat Baratheon, right. And then, of course, we have Axel and then Lionel. Stannis as well, his line is secure. Along with Renly. So, the Baratheon line will live on throughout the 7 kingdoms. So, let's rally everyone up here. Let's sort by minor titles. We haven't got a Master of Coin at the moment. We'll rejig all this stuff once the war is over. So, we'll rally up at King's Landing and go straight for the Trident itself. It's not her fault. Catelyn Tully, it's not her fault. That's fine. Imagine locking her up in chains. Okay. Oh, are we actually trying to... No, we're not trying to take King's Landing. Right, so let's rally up here as best we can. We should have roughly around about 20,000 or so. Your Grace, high-ranking Bracken. Fine, keep your family name. This was agreed. Divorced. Okay, let's rally up here now. Let's merge our units. Robert is still a crazy commander, followed by Gilbert and Justin Massey. Okay, so let's go straight up to the Riverlands. The Tyrells, the Lannisters are with us, of course. Same with the Dornish. Okay, so Dragonstone is actually under siege. That's fine. So wars-wise at the moment, 16% to occupation. How many have we killed of theirs? Not even 1,000. However, 2,000 Tyrells have lost their lives and about 1,500 Baratheons. Crikey. Oh, here we go. Here is the large Tully force, 13,000. Let's push there. Could rise to 15, and it has. We're going to try and engage them, but we've lost line of sight. They're here. This is going to be a massive fight. 28,000 Baratheons versus 20,000 loyal men of House Tully. This is make or break. This will decide the future of the Riverlands. We should allow Jaime Lannister to handle this. He's 49. Tyrion's still at the wall, of course. And his daughter, we imprisoned in that previous war. We let her go some time ago now. But regardless, a whopping 62% to capitulation now. We've killed 10,000 Tully bannermen. From Bracken to Blackwood to Tully. And we've lost 2,000 of our own. Let's now chase the initiative and push towards Riverrun itself. If we can force a siege, that'll be good. 13k just north. Try and deal with that. Oh, wow. A sizable force has been decimated there in Harrenhal. Oh, and nearly more went as well. 2 people got married without anyone's consent. Ormont Baratheon and Horp. Oh, that's Richard Horp. Yeah, he died of poor health at 44. I actually quite like him. He was a good man. He was even the hand of the king for a small time and has married the daughter. And who is Ormond to me? He's Renly Baratheon's third-born son, I believe. I'm actually perfectly okay with that. I'm going to accept the marriage. She's actually quite a good woman. Even though her standing realistically to an heir to the Stormlands and not a crown prince, but a prince nonetheless is probably not too bad. Okay, we're going to try and push for Riverrun itself. If that 8k comes any close, we'll try and intercept it. I think we will now. Push further south to Branstone. Fighting across the field, you see an enemy soldier cut from the others. As you get closer, you realise the enemy soldier is Edmure Tully. Yes, that's right, coward. Run back to Riverrun. And it's 100% towards capitulation now. Ideally, I want to seize his family. I want to try and capture Roderick and the siblings. So I'm going to take Riverrun by force, even though mathematically we have capitulated them and won. Because I think we're actually more... What's this? Oh, Darry. House Darry is against us. No, he'll do his duty. Tybalt of Ashmark wants to honour our alliance. Look, if we can seize... There's 22 there. We're losing Dragonstone, that's fine. I don't think even anyone's at Dragonstone, to be honest. Push to the Riverlands. Try and rally up at... Riverrun. So if we can somehow... Like, in theory, if we take Riverrun, we should be able to... rally up his family. A famous writer proposes to compose your family chronicles. Yes. I absolutely want that. Dear father. Sure, I'll back your plot, sweet daughter. And I'll also do it. Massey. Sure, whatever. I just had to make sure, because I saw the Baratheon sigil and I was like, I don't want you to knock out any of my nieces by accident or anything. So we are tearing up the Riverlands. Your Grace, we've taken Riverrun, but Lord Edmure is not here. Let's try and push through the castle as best we can. I want it fully under our control before I leave it. Marry as you please. So we've now taken Riverrun, and we, for some reason, what's this? But this was agreed. Did this come up again? I don't know why that did. Right, so Riverrun is now ours. However, Edmure is in hiding, and so is Roderick. So be it. We'll sue for peace now. I just thought we might be able to, like, rally up the family. But doesn't matter. We shall enforce our demands. The war against... Oh, yeah. The war against the tyranny... Yeah, has ended. Yeah, well, I guess he's a tyrant, isn't he? The war has won. Marek of Chlorile. You have been a bit of a bugger, haven't you, House Celtica? Bend the knee, that's fine. We'll allow most of them to bend the knee. Wow, our High Septon. Did he not come with us? Bend the knee. I'm not going to kill a holy man. I've got to be somewhat pious. Driftmark. Bend the knee. Bend the knee. Send Edmure to the dungeon. Bar Emon. Bend the knee. The Lady almost ran me down. Davos. I don't particularly care. The war with the Iron Throne has subsided. Let's reappoint the old council now. King Robert, some of your subjects have been found to pillaging lands under my dominion. I demand compensation to be paid. Walder the Black of House Frey. Trent. Eddard's third in line. John Stand is a bit up there. Is he a priest now? Priest of the Night's Watch. Who would have thought? Jon Snow to be the religious type. Okay. So who's actually doing it? Yes, only just. Balon Blacktide. Ha! The Riverman Leech will get nothing from me. I'll pay the compensation. That's fine. Okay, then I guess we have to have the trial of Edmure Tully. Okay, well, let's disband the army. We'll rather dismiss it. Okay, cool. So, let's have a quick look at the Riverlands. So, Roderick, Gillum, that's his son, Rob, Owen, and then my son Pat is in line. So, Renly is married to Catelyn Tully, of course, and they have a lot of half-Tullys. Julian and Ormond. So, I'm going to go to the dungeon. Now, I'm going to revoke his titles. Wait, what? Why do we have a non-aggression pact? Let's break that then. Now I can revoke his titles. That scared the hell out of me there. So, we can revoke the Kingdom of the Trident. Revoke the Kingdom of the Trident for 100 prestige. This will lower Lord Edmure's opinion on you. Since Lord Paramount Edmure is a traitor, our vassals will not object. Now that's the main thing. You don't want to piss off your vassals. As you could see, we managed to raise a decent amount here. If everyone hated me, we wouldn't be able to raise a large vassal army in the Crown Lands. So, let's take the Kingdom of the Trident. Let's revoke the High Lordship of Riverrun. Let's revoke the Lordship of Riverrun. The more we can revoke, the better. So the High Lordship of the Trident must have a special reason. So I can't do that. So we can actually have this small river system here, I guess. But the overall kingdom has now gone to me. So, I guess we sort of let this go ahead a bit. So now I should have all these titles. Fantastic. So, let's go to my brother Renly. And finally, at 40 years of age, Renly, you bugger, I know you've been asking for your own lordship. Now you will have it. The High Lordship of Riverrun, the Kingdom of the Trident. And I will grant you Any more stuff here? Nope. It looks like you're going to take the entirety of the Riverlands for yourself. Some of your kin are unhappy that you granted the lordship of Riverrun to Renly Baratheon, as they're expecting to be granted titles themselves. Axel, who is 18. The thing is with you, Axel, you can probably have the North. If I'm not mistaken, Oris is going to have the Iron Throne and the Crownlands, of course. Axel, you're my second-born son. You're married to Lolis Aaron. You have a son, Prince Joshua. But you are half Stark. So, I think we should give the North to Axel. As you can see there, we're not anywhere near line of succession. It's mostly just Rob and his children. But regardless, the war is now over. Jamie has increased our reinforcement rate to a 50. Dear brother, may you live in harmony. We propose that Lord Julian and Bracken marry. Is Julian your second-born son, not your first? Yeah, Pat's been married. Yep, I'm fine. You can get more Riverland blood in there. But as you can see, I have put Baratheons nearly on every 7 kingdom throne, which is good. So unfortunately, guys, it's time to end the video here. Thanks for watching. I'll quickly recap once more where everything stands. Robert Baratheon's 54. And then in the next episode, we will try and go for the North. We'll try now. So Edmure's still in the dungeon. Even though I've revoked his titles, he's still in the dungeon, isn't he? Look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here to Winterfell. Break non-aggression pact. And what I would like to do is an incite a revolt. So hopefully we go to war with the North. Okay. Right, let's swing back now to Edmure. We haven't had his trial yet, so it's not going to be quite yet of the end of the episode. So let's call Edmure to trial. Lord Edmure has demanded trial by combat and is summoning his champion to King's Landing. He will remain in the dungeon until the trial. So, as you can see here, the Kingdom of the Trident is given to Renly, Pat, Julian, Ormond, Noel, Desmore, and then he goes back to the King. In the Vale, my grandson Donal, the son of my daughter Sansa Baratheon, rules the Vale. Stannis, obviously owns the Stormlands. We could maybe even try and do some stuff down in Dorne. Maybe we should try and, like, revoke the Princess of Dorne. Because the thing is, right, Stannis, his firstborn son, is the Gawain, son of Stannis, is actually the son of Edmure Tully. And he himself has a weak claim on the Dornish crown. Maybe even one of the best. Obviously, Edmure Tully is sister to Doran. So maybe we can put Barristan Baratheon on the Dornish throne. Garland, then eventually Harlan, Tyrell will be. But we're slowly putting Baratheons in all the 7 kingdoms. I would have loved to do this in my Targaryen series, but bloody Rhaegar just didn't want to have children with Lyanna. So the guards drag Edmure Tully up from his cell and throw him at your feet. I've come for justice, he says. By right of birth and blood, I demand trial by combat. Sir Gorwyn Shaw will be my champion. Who is this? A 62-year-old Riverman? Fucking hell, alright. Skilled fighter, skilled commander, a knight. You have that right. I'll select someone to stand for the king. I accept. I won't let my sons risk their lives, but perhaps one of them. I can handle this myself. The thing is, right, we got Sir Jaime. Sir Jaime should be able to dispatch this guy. You want to have a skilled fighter in your mix, which you don't particularly like or care too much, you know what I mean? Just so it doesn't really matter. Look, I was going to send Edmure to the wall anyway, but you have that right. I will select someone to stand for the king. Who should be my champion? So we've got Sir Jaime. We've got my son Axel. We've got Stannis. And we have Sir Malor Manderly. Okay, so... incompetent commander, skilled fighter and knight, who's 32. He's a lot younger. Or we have Jaime Lannister. 51, Lord Commander of the Kingsguard. Man, how has he outlived everyone? Jaime fucking Lannister. Regardless, Jaime Lannister will stand for the king. Look, doesn't bother me if he dies. So, Lord Commander Jaime steps forward and will stand for the king. Fight well, Lord Jaime. You watch with glee as Lord Commander Jaime drives his sword relentlessly at Gordon Shaw, finally striking a mortal blow and killing him. The gods have cast their judgment, and Edmure Tully is guilty. Slain in combat by Jaime Lannister. What a way to go for House Shaw there at 62 years of age. Of course Edmure was not going to survive. Now, we've got a couple of options here. Now, I was planning on sending him to the wall. However, he put Jaime fucking Lannister at risk. And killed another man died for him. So I'm not happy with that. I'm not happy with losing Westerosi lives. Even though we killed about 20,000 Tullys in the previous war just to get it. Just to get a title, so we can execute him. The gods commanded. I'll have mercy and send him to the wall. Let him rot in the cells. He can stay here as my guest. Have him let him rot in the cells. Send him to the wall. Executed. Piety. I wouldn't mind getting my piety up though a bit, to be perfectly honest. Let's send him to the wall, even though he probably should have died. Your Grace, it seems that Edmure Tully still has friends at court. Oh no! For on the way north to the wall, where he was due to take the black, he was captured and set free. I will not make this mistake letting him go. Oh, for fuck's sake! Edmure fucking Tully. He's fled. Not east, but south. To Parrot Bay. And has received... and has received his freedom. Curses! Hopefully he doesn't come back and with an army. Okay, so my daughter's hunting thing worked. So, Roderick Tully has the High Lordship of Harrenhal. But regardless, guys, on that note, unfortunately it's time to end the video here. We've managed to be successful in today's episode and planting Renly Baratheon and his wife Catelyn Tully in the throne and kingdom of Riverrun. His sons Pat Tully, Julian Tully, Baratheon, Ormond Baratheon, Desmond Baratheon. Their children will rule the Riverlands to the end of time. The Greyjoys are still hanging out here. Theon Greyjoy is actually Lord Paramount now. I forgot to show this at the start. And they've got some children. Roderick was slain. His older brother Maron was slain as well. But for the next episode, we're going to be hopefully going to war with the Starks. And then planting my son Axel. And then we'll probably end the series there and move on to something else. Unfortunately, guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comment section down below your feedback for the series. And if you'd like to see more, that's the best way to ensure more content. Leave a dislike if you're not enjoying the series. Check out my social media links if you want to stay connected with me. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all in the description below. Highly recommend Twitter. Every single time I post a video, a tweet goes out. It's much more reliable than the YouTube sub box. These days, to get all the notifications for the channel, you have to click the bell, of course, to join the notifications squad. I do enjoy reading those comments. If you guys would like to get yourself some cheap and reliable games, check out my G2A affiliation link in the description below. Maybe you can pick up a strategy game you haven't picked up just yet. Maybe Hearts of Iron, maybe Crusader Kings 2, maybe a Total War. Check out my G2A affiliation link in the description below for cheap and reliable games. I do recommend going and checking out the prices even. There's some really good prices on there. Patreon and merchandise link in the description below, along with the Steam group. Come and join the community on Steam. And on that note, unfortunately, I have to end the video here. Thank you very much much for watching once again. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Go out and have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Goodbye. Really close cinematic shots here, pushing through the bridge. Oh, look at... That was probably the shot of the video there.